My name is Jason Rude. I'm the team lead for Rude Realty, and we got this fellow here.
Mady, Joshua. Yeah.
Yep, we're Moitsy just passed his 1 year mark being on the team, so he's doing great. He's dominating. This is Mady Joy. So
Hello.
she does a lot of work with client care and a lot of behind the scenes, and kind of keeps us in line. All right, so today's one of our key topics for today. We're going to talk about the inspection process, and so how to have a successful experience with that, and how to define success, and just kind of give you a general overview. Moitsy, give us kind of your vantage point of what the inspection process looks like. When do you do it? Things like that.
Yes, thanks, Jason. I think first and foremost, the biggest thing is to make sure we have a knowledgeable inspector. I think that goes a long way. Hats off to my newer inspectors coming out, this year, making a living, and last year as well, which is great. But you really want to focus on an inspector that's going to target the age of your home. And that right there starts off the entire experience. Why? Because a 1948 house is not going to be foundationally structured like a house of 2017. Like, it's just not going to happen. So having an inspector is knowledgeable for the age of your home and the way it was built at that time frame, whether it's being foundation or like wiring or whatever the case may be. Like, that is right there. Is first start off, it's very, very important.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's nice about the market right now, it's more of a normal market, and so what that means is that you can have a more normal experience. When it was white hot, it was very difficult. So I think it's key to do a home inspection. You want a knowledgeable inspector. State of Iowa, you don't have to have a license to become a home inspector. You can just call yourself a home inspector. There's a lot of contractors that say they're a carpenter. Well, they're not a carpenter because they probably didn't go to trade school. So there's a lot of definitions here in the state of Iowa. It's really, words matter, definitions matter. So you want to hire a home inspector that understands the house. One of the big things we would tell all of our clients, we're looking at things for health and safety, physically and financially. So anytime we look at a house, a tour house, we focus in on the key elements: the roof, the gutters, the siding, the furnace, the AC, the water heater, the windows, the structure. That if we can, sometimes basements walls are covered so we can't see, but we try to figure out if there's any bows. Then additionally, we look at the driveway, and then cosmetic things. We try to advise them on that, but that's more a preference thing. The home inspector will get into more detail, so he'll look at those things, but he or she will also look at the plumbing integrity, the electrical integrity, and then also they're a good resource if they have a lot of experience. So if you're thinking about doing capital improvements, you can just run ideas by them. So one of our home inspectors we've worked with for a while, we work with a handful, so if you need a home inspector, just reach out to us. But Barry, we'll ask him, hey, can we take this wall out? And then he'll give us a checklist of things like that, which is really important. But with regard back to health and safety, financially and physically, after your home inspection is done, you want to evaluate it. Sometimes after the home inspection, you want to have an additional specialist come in. A home inspector is a generalist, and what they try to do is identify those key elements, health and safety. But sometimes they'll say, hey, this furnace does not make any sense right now, how it's hooked up, and there might be a leak. You need a furnace tech to come in. We like to have our home inspection completed, usually in the middle of the inspection period. We try to have the inspection period be 10 business days, so usually day 4 or 5 is a good time to do your general home inspection. And then from there, you can evaluate if more specialists come in. Another specialist would be the sewer line. Big expense is a hidden expense, so you just want to know the condition of that. So usually if the general home inspection goes well, then you'll schedule your sewer line inspection. And so that's what's really important there. So I think to really have a good home inspection experience is to have the right expectations, and some of those expectations are there's no home that's perfect, so expect there's going to be things that are brought up during the home inspection. That's a good thing, because that's what makes it a good experience, is that you actually know what you're buying. That's really important. Then another thing though too is when you're looking at that property, you want to have realistic expectations. So it's really important when you talk to your realtor and say, hey, I'm going to remodel this kitchen. So you're looking at a property today, right? You're showing a property to a client, and they said, hey, we want to do a kitchen. Well, Moitsy was able to tell them, hey, that's going to be probably, what you're describing is probably $25,000 to $30,000, so then they can know their true budget going into that. So it's really important to let us know what improvements you're thinking about doing. And then also, if the home inspection goes bad, you can be really thankful, because that means you don't have to buy it. Now, if the inspection goes bad, you can actually ask the seller to remedy things too. So if it needs a new roof, you can negotiate that in as well. But it's important for that. So after you get the home inspection and you've done all of the add-on inspections you want to do, typically people just do the general inspection and sewer line. Assuming that's all you do, then from there you really want to evaluate financially, is this going to kill us with all the maintenance items that need to be done? The second thing is there any things in the house that's going to kill me? So do I need to do a smoke detector, CO2 detector, things like that? Then from there we work together and negotiate what needs to be happening. So any other thoughts about that I didn't touch on, Monty, or Mady, about having a good experience?
No, I would add too is like just keep in mind that home inspectors aren't Superman. Like they can't see through walls or see things that they can't see, like a plaster ceiling where you can't get an attic space. Like they can't do that physically. So kind of goes back to the whole realistic of understanding what they can and cannot do and to make it a great experience in general. So.
Yeah, it's dynamic. It is a complex thing, and we are focused on our clients' needs, and so sometimes the home inspection goes bad, and that's really discouraging, but sometimes it goes as planned, and that's good. And even on new houses, there'll be things that are flagged by the home inspector because it's built by hand, so there's always things that could happen. So it's important to have the right expectations, things like that. If you want to bring friends or family to the inspection, bring them. Sometimes it's important to let the inspector have space during the 2-hour window they do the inspection. So maybe you just go to the bedrooms and measure the window sizes, the bedroom sizes, so you can envision how your furniture is going to fit. So that's another way to maximize your time. All right, so the next topic we're going to touch on, would you rather? My 6-year-old son does this every night. He asks us, like, would you rather get eaten by a tiger or a hippo? Things like that. So we're going to go through that. But before I do, with that, would you, if you had to, Mady, would you rather eat a stink bug or a spider?
Ooh.
It's not, you won't die.
That's a great question.
Can we make sure that we brought this? This segment is brought to you by Café con Leche.
Si.
Thank you.
Yep, sponsor, that's right.
Yes.
Café con Leche.
All day.
Okay, I don't like either,
Oh, okay.
but I would choose a stink bug because I hate spiders more.
Oof.
Hate is a strong word.
Yeah.
I'm growing to be able to like them a little.
Dislike.
So you can tolerate. So if they're in your house, you're trying to not scream.
I will kill them if I'm home alone. Otherwise, I will make my husband come and kill them if he's home.
Full disclosure, I'm punching him.
Yeah.
I'm
You
literally
punch spiders.
If the spider is on the wall, I am coming at him full force. Because if I turn around and go get a napkin or something, turn around, and he's gone, then it's all right, well, my kids may get bit now. It's my fault. So,
Right.
full disclosure.
Right. You just have to go after
Own
it.
it.
Yeah. All right. So would you rather? So we've had clients ask this before. So if you're advising a client, you can answer this question yourself, but then also be thinking about it from a client perspective. So would you rather buy a house? So the house is the same in more of an urban area near amenities. So I think about north of Grand neighborhood where there's grocery, there's restaurants within walking distance. So like a 1930s house there. For the same exact price, or would you rather be 35 minutes away, same house but have 2 acres, same price? What would you do?
Is that a question for me?
See.
Yes.
So start with that.
Oh man, that's tough. I think it depends on my season of life. I think right now where he's have kids and stuff like that, I would take the L and get away from the city and go to acreage and get away right now.
Yeah.
But if I was younger and single or young in relationship with my wife, then I would definitely be in the city. And if I was older or wiser, should I say, past my prime, then I'll definitely be back in the city.
Yeah.
Just in case I need to go to the hospital.
So,
Just in case.
that's a good amenity. That's important. What are you thinking? So Mady, I'm not putting this on here, but every once in a while she's thinking about, they got married last year, but they're thinking about buying a house at some point. So what would you lean towards?
I think I agree with Monty, where it really depends on the season of life. I grew up in a small town, so the acreage definitely draws me towards that, and I want some animals, chickens.
Oh, wow.
But there are a few houses in Des Moines that I've also been to that have chickens.
Yeah.
So I think I would choose the amenity one of being in an urban
Mm.
for right now.
That's right. Season.
So are you letting chickens lead out on your home buying decision then?
I'm not.
Okay.
I would
I'm
say
not letting
the house
chickens
across the
in.
street from Smoky Row from MLK has chickens. So
Yeah, I know.
That's
That's,
true.
that's
we
what I
can
say
make that happen.
That's true.
And they were roaming around yesterday. I'm like, you guys are out of line here.
Yeah.
But
I think I would want a quiet neighborhood wherever. So if
Sure.
it's like urban, it would need to be like
Like a
on a
cul-de-sac.
tucked away
Yeah.
street,
gotcha.
not right next to all the restaurants
Get the
or
home,
stuff.
home feel a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's
No.
a great question. I'm still thinking about it now. It's actually difficult.
Yeah. All right. We got kind of our moving tip. Moving tip. We always try to end that way. Is have some good moving tape.
Oh, good transition. That
So
was great.
yeah. So if you want any moving tape, we'll give away 10 of these. So if you comment you want one and you made it this far, we'll give you some moving
Special brand.
tape. Yep. So we branded it. So
Special.
it's actually ended up. Maddie, wasn't it pretty similar to like the tape we already buy?
Yeah.
And we got it branded. So if you want
Yeah.
branded tape, contact Maddie.
That's right.
If you have your own brand, do
Yes.
that. So moving tape, but have some good moving tape. It's a lifesaver. We give these moving. We have a whole kind of a help box, basically moving kit that we give to all of our clients and doing that. So, but yeah, if you have any questions about home inspections or about pros and cons to, if you're facing a dynamic decision with buying, we've helped hundreds and hundreds of clients buy and sell property. So your question is probably pretty unique to your family, but we really enjoy working through those, grabbing coffee con leche, talking through it, or doing a Zoom call about helping you make a wise decision that fits your family needs. So,
Right.
but, all right, thank you for joining. Hope you have a good week.